that coming, did you?
Mr. Owlbert, what are you doing here?
After all those episodes of Keeping Up with Star Rail, don't tell me you still didn't know the show's physical studio is right here in Astropolis. Do you have any idea how hard it was for me to get away from my mountain of work? All because Madam Jade asked me personally to come pick you up. Picking an old friend of the Astro Express with good job, Bess. What's he being all secret about anyway? I'm a pretty big deal in Astropolis, you know. Come on, can't you give me just a teensy little hint? Hoo. I see. It sounds like a hoot. Not like a hoot. The only hoots I give are literal ones. Anyway, I'll cry no more.
Wordplay? Seriously? At a time like this? Unbelievable.
Easy there, young lady. There's no rush. Just follow me. We'll cut through the Tennessee Side Park, and Madam Jade will be waiting for you somewhere a little more convenient. In the meantime, allow me to give you a grand tour of the city of converging stars along the way. Its sights, its culture, the whole shebang. Shall we? Speaking of which, why is this place called Kenneth Park? Ta-da! The answer is... the administrator of Astropolis is named Kenneth Arita, and he's the one who designed the Seaside Park.
All right, we're not here for sightseeing. Can we just put the tour guide act on hold for now?
The IPC shall triumph! The IPC wins it all!
You wanna talk about rebels? Nobody out-rebels me.
There are 3 things I shall never do.
Here we are. Just head up this way. Madam J's waiting for you on the hotel terrace.
The Tide of Terminator Grand Hotel, huh? So this is the spot Madam Jade picked. Pretty tucked away, I gotta say.
Wait, you've been here before, Miss Blurry?
Well, I did actually live here for a while back in the day. You know how it is. As a comic artiste, my greatest talent is traveling around the world, alternating between field research and deadline crunches.
Every time I do an interview, I can't help but envy you guests who get to travel far and wide and rack up all those amazing experiences. Sadly, work is like an invisible birdcage that I just can't seem to get away from. Well, the mission Madam Jade assigned to me is all wrapped up. Much as I hate to say goodbye to you all, I gotta be on my way and get back to recording the show. Before I head out, I hope you don't mind me asking, Trailblazer, since you grace Astropolis with your presence, would the Keeping Up with Star Rail production team have the honor of interviewing you and your friends? Really? That'd be great! Well, I'll take my leave. Hope your chat goes smoothly.
There's interplanar jump here in Astropolis, too.
Come to think of it, I think I might have also spotted some Imagine along the way.
jetpacks? Well, aren't we keeping up with the times?
It's been a while, Nameless. And Mr. Sunday.
Sunday is also an official member of the Express now.
Sounds like a lot went down during the Phantasmoon Games.
Nice to meet you. I'm Nihilux, a comic artist. You must be Madame Jade. I've heard so much about you.
Is that so? You look familiar. Have we met somewhere before?
Oh, not surprising at all. I'm sure you must have read my masterpiece, Fluffy Across the Blue. Either that or you've seen one of my on-camera interviews.
Someone help! Please get Miss Blurry and her zero boundaries energy out of here!
The Fluffy. Yes. Pearl has mentioned that comic to me before. But what we need to discuss next has nothing to do with comics. So if you wouldn't mind excusing us.
Fair enough, but I'm guessing whatever you're about to discuss is closely tied to Plain Arcadia. That place is my home, and its future will be determined by the IPC's decisions. I think I have the right to remain here. For as long as I can remember, I've been a bystander, recording other people's stories with my brush. But this time, my sketches, my home, they're all part of that world that's falling apart. At least let me witness the very moment that decides its destiny. Please, don't make me beg.
There are 8 system hours before the husk of veracity breaks through the seal. Pearl's transmission conveyed both her resolve and her plan to save them. She intended to invoke the gaze of the Amber Lord, and borrow the power of preservation to encanvas Plain Arcadia once more, buying time against the Husk's breakthrough. To that end, she was willing to offer up her cornerstone. But before her message could come through, someone within the IPC, as if they had already seen it coming, issued an early warning about the Husk in Plain Arcadia, spiraling out of control. At the same time, the one who issued the warning proposed a targeted plan. Weaponize the Veracity's Husk, and transform it into a weapon against destruction. In which case, we would not only neutralize the threat posed by the Husk, but also eliminate Nanook's minions, once and for all. Perhaps even wound the Eon themselves. By comparison, Pearl's proposal looks more like it's just stalling an inevitable catastrophe.
Convert the husk into a weapon? If we do that, all of Plain Arcadia would cease to exist, wouldn't it?
Once that happens, then Himiko and the others will...
My friends, 2 Stellaron hunters, Madame Pearl, and countless citizens out there are still fighting for Plain Arcadia. As long as there's a chance to help them, as long as there's still a glimmer of hope, I'll pay any price without hesitation. But there is one price I refuse to pay. Their lives.
So, who proposed this plan anyway?
Oswaldo, from the Marketing Development Department.
That monster! Does he have even an ounce of humanity?
Human nature isn't even my main concern here. I'm more doubtful about whether this plan can actually work. I mean, was there really not a single person at the IPC who stood up and asked that guy if this plan even had a snowball's chance of working?
Of course there was. But standing behind Oswaldo was none other than Miss Yabali from the Technology Department. As the de facto leader of the Intelligentsia Guild, Yabali has spent years researching this technology. She's staking her personal reputation on seeing it put into practice. I assume you noticed the presence of Imagine on your journey here.
Well, yeah, but what does that have to do with what we're talking about?
They're not visitors who migrated from Plain Arcadia, but homegrown products of Astropolis itself.
I've heard that the birth of Imagine is closely tied to the unique properties of Ahatopia. Could it be that Ms. Yabali really has gotten her hands on some earth-shattering secret?
It's hard to say, but there's no doubt she's conducted extensive research into both the Husk and Imagenesis. Her claim that she can manipulate the Husk of Veracity doesn't seem to be some spur-of-the-moment delusion.
Even if she could harness the Veracity, that's not exactly preservation, is it? Aren't you all followers of the Amber Lord?
Little girl, the IPC indeed walks the path of preservation. That much is true. But the IPC is made up of individuals, each with their own idea of what preservation actually means. Should the preservation be about protecting individual lives and homes, or safeguarding the prosperity and order of the universe as a whole? That's a debate the IPC has never stopped having. Compared to the Anti-Destruction Alliance strategy, which would require endless coalition building and diplomatic maneuvering, the proposal to weaponize the Husk holds far more appeal. It offers a radical, efficient approach that would dramatically showcase the IPC's power, and the prospect of harnessing the fragments of a fallen Eon. This alone was enough to send many a colleague of mine with a taste for grand narratives into a frenzy of eagerness.
Grand indeed. But I fear that when the time comes, Yabali and Oswaldo may end up creating something far more terrifying than Nanook.
From what I understand, no matter how many people support or oppose it, the proposal still has to be put to a vote by the heads of the IPC's 7 departments before it can be implemented.
I've secured the support of Madame Skardai from the Business Consolidation Department, and Zazad from the Talent Motivation Department.
Wait a minute. Let me write down all these names and departments.
You don't need to remember all that. All you need to know is this. The score's 3-3. For the time being, we're tied.
Whew. Thank goodness. Sounds like things haven't gone completely off the rails just yet.
Wait, 7 departments, 7 votes. Did someone abstain?
The power to cast the deciding vote fell into the hands of Mr. Arita from the Traditional Project Department. Instead of tipping his hand at the meeting, he postponed the vote. And in 5 system hours from now, he will give his answer at the Internal Decision-Making Conference.
How long? 5 system hours?
In other words, it's only a matter of 5 hours before Plain Arcadia gets canvassed again. Or becomes a total sacrifice to the weaponized husk.
And our goal is to convince the undecided Mr. Arita?
Precisely. As a matter of fact, he refuses to meet with anyone, especially lobbyists from within the IPC. Arita is the most senior of the 7 department heads, and the most low-profile one among them all. Apart from showing up to make calls at key moments, his schedule is never made public. A big man like that prefers to call the shots from behind the scenes, not step into the spotlight to debate with his subordinates.
Then what if it were the Nameless of the Express requesting an audience? Would there be even a sliver of a chance?
It's a long shot, but I guess we could give it a try. I've already dispatched a team of field specialists to track down his movements today. I'm sure one of them will report back with a lead soon.
I'll talk Arita around. No matter what it takes. The fate of billions is at stake. My friends' lives included. That's all the reason I need to keep fighting for this. I believe Madame Pearl shares the same conviction. And that is why she has my respect. But make no mistake. Just because I'm giving this everything I've got doesn't mean I'm fully siding with the Strategic Investment Department. I refuse to let the fate of billions become a bargaining chip in the IPC's internal power struggles.
I understand. I swear by my cornerstone that what I place upon the scales this time is my unconditional trust and support. You have my word, so please rest assured. To ensure you all have a proper base of operations, I'll arrange an office in Lodestar Tower, the central hub of Astropolis. You're welcome to convene there to discuss the matters ahead. Well then, I shall take my leave.
Decide the fate of an entire world?
What kind of people does Jade send into the field?
Probably people who are good at staying under the radar, I assume.
They've got intel already? Madam Jade's team really is something else.
They want us to meet at a restaurant. Sounds like they found where Arita's been dining.
So we just barge in and ask for a meeting? Would Arita even agree to see us?
It's not exactly ideal to show up with a crowd when requesting an audience with someone important. How about this? She and I will head out, while March and Miss Nihilux go on ahead to the Lodestar Tower and get settled in. What do you think?
Fair enough. If I tagged along, I'd probably put my foot in it and make things harder for you two anyway.
We can't delay any longer. Let's split up and get moving. Oh, right. This is my first time teaming up with you, huh, Sonny?
Missing Don Hung already? Don't worry. I'll try not to hold you back.
Is the meeting spot somewhere around here? Wait, that figure. Is that you, Scott? You're still alive?
Keep it down, for crying out loud. Can't you see I'm in the middle of a secret mission here? Thanks to your immense generosity, I, Scott, have come back from death, and now I'm back to repay the favor.
And this is...
Oh, almost forgot. This is an old acquaintance of mine, Mr. Scott.
You're the IPC victim from the bloodbath in Dovebrook. So, Mr. Scott, how exactly did you survive?
Wasn't it all thanks to you screaming about getting revenge for me in front of everyone? Oh, please. Would I ever lie to you? Shall we run it back on the VCR?
This one is for Scott! And this one, this is for everyone you've tormented! All right, I said it. So what? Kinda starting to regret it.
Well, it's too late for regrets now. After Interastral Peace Entertainment broadcast that fight, everyone started asking the same thing. Who's Scott? When I was alive, I never imagined I'd ever have that kind of insane clout. That's probably why one day I suddenly woke up in my office in Astropolis as if everything had just been a dream.
It seems wish power doesn't only take effect in plain Arcadia. It can work in Astropolis, too.
My fault. I've been rambling on about everything except what actually matters. But how lucky am I? I just got back from hell, and already I have a chance to repay your kindness. Madam Jade asked me to share what I know about Arita with the two of you.
So, Mr. Scott, you know of Arita's whereabouts?
Of course! The many secrets of Astropolis are practically pinned on a public bulletin board for a wallflower like me, someone who can slip through walls and go completely unnoticed. I sneaked a peek at Arita's secretary's shredder and pieced together his itinerary. Mr. Arita will be dining at this upside-down restaurant today.
In that case, what are we waiting for? Lead the way.
Who would have thought your single act of kindness would transcend worlds and come to our aid?
That was hardly some act of kindness. I should have kept my mouth shut.
This way, if you will.
An anti-gravity corridor? It feels like I'm back in a Panaconian dream.
Would you like to purchase the ownership rights of the Cloud?
Even back when I was still alive, a place like this was a rare splurge for me.
A restaurant that truly lives up to its name. The view here is quite spectacular. In Panacony, whenever the stock market fluctuates, plenty of people will head up to high places for a little mental recalibration. Does Astropolis share the same custom?
A bigwig like him is definitely dining in some secluded private room, probably surrounded by bodyguards too. Let me go scout ahead for you. Wait here.
Any recommendations for a first-time viewer of Tussle Detective? Young people should know that taking a hit can be a blessing.
Oh, wait a minute. Is that Asta?
Oh my, is that you? What a pleasant surprise. What do you mean? Astropolis is my hometown. I've mentioned it before, haven't I? Quite a few people in my family work for the IPC. I racked up a bunch of vacation days at the space station, so I figured I'd use them and come home for a visit. Plus, it gives me a chance to handle some, collaborative matters on behalf of Madame Herta. What about you guys? Here for a meeting with the IPC? Or on vacation?
More or less. We've got some urgent business to take care of.
Then I won't keep you any longer. But if you need anything at all, like booking a table, arranging a visit to the Cloud Peak level of Lodestar Tower, anything like that, just let me know. After all, sometimes connections get you further than regulations on IPC turf. Good luck out there!
Department speech was so
Prodigy, you can cry in 5 seconds?
Welcome, distinguished guests. Shall I recommend today's specials? we have emerald mushrooms flown in fresh from Bonwalk and the giant prime tomahawk steak.
I'll have this, and this.
We're not here to eat. We're waiting for someone. Just 2 waters, thanks.
Word's got run off too. What's taking so long? Let's go check on him.
Strange. There aren't even any bodyguards around here.
Do those shades look familiar to you?
Wait, they appear to be Mr. Scott's. What exactly happened here?
Mr. Taravan has concluded his meal. Items consumed during this dining session: 100 portions of prime tomahawk steak, 30 blocks of dragon scale cheese, 10 servings of emerald mushroom salad, assorted Mushaka blue spotted sashimi, and gold flake wine.
Taravan? That's quite the appetite. And you are?
I am Mr. Taravan's personal dietary management robot. My duties include monitoring his blood pressure before and after meals, and ensuring he takes his high-potency digestive enzymes and gout medication. My regards to you both. All for the Amber Lord, and that eternally bottomless dinner table. Wash your hands before you eat. Rinse your mouth after the treat. Good health makes for a happy life. Yo ho, yo ho.
So, this isn't some private room for Mr. Arita at all.
You guessed correctly, Pinnaconian exile. Please don't blame your poor ghost friend. His idea of stealth isn't nearly as impressive as he thinks, and neither is his brain. With just a little bit of misdirection, he dutifully led you straight here to me. Of course, I wouldn't be so bold as to let you disturb Mr. Taravan's meal without permission. Allow me to introduce myself. I'm Kenneth Arita of the Traditional Project Department.
Traditional Project Department? Arita?
Oh, why, of course not. I'm merely an adopted son, fortunate enough to bear the old gentleman's family name. If you think of all of Astropolis as one big sprawling family, then I'd be the butler of the household. And a butler's job is to know everything that goes on within the estate, down to the smallest detail, and to ensure no pests ever find their way inside to threaten the family's interests. I heard that the Astral Express had arrived in Astropolis, 3 nameless bringing a flock of refugees to beg for aid. Curiosity got the better of me, so I decided to come and take a look. And the result turns out to be disappointing.
I'm sorry. there must have been some misunderstanding between us. Mr. Kenneth, we have an extremely urgent matter, and would like to request an audience with Mr. Arita.
Mr. Arita has already made his position clear to everyone. No lobbyists. The lady from the Strategic Investment Department behind your visit should know that all too well. My father taught me that at the heart of every deal lies one thing: respect. But that lady showed no regard for Mr. Arita's wishes, sending bumbling spies and reckless lobbyists. Her actions were utterly devoid of respect.
Kenneth, we're not spies, nor do we mean to offend you. We're just a group of desperate people with nowhere else to turn. My friends are back in Plain Arcadia, and every living being in that world are in grave danger right as we speak. On behalf of the Astral Express, I make this promise to you, and through you, to Mr. Arita. So long as he is willing to cast the deciding vote against the weaponization of the husk, the Express will bear any and all costs and obligations that arise from it. Please, make sure this promise reaches him.
The bond you share with your friends is truly moving. However, I'm afraid I can't do that. As for this spy right here, I can get him back to you. The heart of every deal lies in respect. Chew on that. I've said my piece. Taravan, that bloated pig. Weaponizing the voracity? Why not just weaponize himself instead? Save everyone the trouble.
So, what do we do now?
I'm sorry. I messed everything up again.
An unfavorable opening, to say the least. The moment IPC faction politics get involved, things get infinitely more complicated. What do you think? Should we try a different approach, or keep up the chase? You mean what he said to us before he left?
The heart of every deal lies in respect. Is Kenneth trying to tell us something?
Respect? Since when has the IPC ever treated anyone with respect? Setting everything else aside, my higher-ups are each more ruthless than a wolf, which is very much in line with my family motto, no friends, only prey. Who knows? Maybe we're even distant relatives? A wily old fox like Arita, does he even know what respect means? The only way he'd ever bow is if Louis Fleming crawled out of his coffin, I'd say. Huh? Really?
True respect comes from having the strength that others acknowledge. Just like how the Strategic Investment Department respects the Astral Express, Kenneth is telling us he wants to see what we're made of.
I see. But what do we have that could earn his respect? Trying to bribe him would take wealth on old Odie's level to sway Arita. As for using force, that would be exceedingly unwise on IPC ground. As far as the city is concerned, the awakening of the Husk is still a piece of information known only to the IPC's upper echelons. But Astropolis isn't home to IPC executives alone. It's also teeming with envoys, magnates, and officials from member worlds across the pan-cosmic trade system.
Exactly. The crisis Plane Arcadia is facing right now is going to seriously shake their confidence in the IPC. What's that old saying? When one limb suffers, the whole body feels the pain? So, once we release this information to the public, the IPC's stock price is going to be thrown into turmoil.
We don't necessarily have to convince Arita. We can use information the way Fullwish did. Once you start learning from the enemy, it's hard to stop, isn't it? So, we leak this to the press and turn this little internal scheme into an external risk that the IPC has no choice but to deal with.
It's time to relaunch for Boba Weekly and drop our first bombshell scoop.
Husk! Stock fluctuations? I have no idea what you're talking about. I think I'll pass. I just got a new lease on life, and I'd like to enjoy it for a few more days. Anyway, I gotta run!
Now then, let's have Kenneth show a little respect. Come on, Sonny. Let's head to the Lodestar Tower and meet up with March and the others. March 7th, disturbing the peace? You've got to be kidding me.
We can still make it in time if we make haste.
Enjoying the meal during office?
Welcome.
One thing after another.
Is Kenneth creating obstructions for us?
No way. He left us a hint?
So, the marketing development department is behind this?
Over there.
I see them. They're right there.
Why are there security forces here?
Disturbing the peace? Is this a mistake?
We are guests invited by Madam Jade of the Strategic Investment Department. Is this really how Astropolis treats its guests?
Your entry permits are verified and valid. However, the laws of Astropolis are jointly upheld by the 7 major departments. No exemptions are granted based on the invitation of a single senior executive. Our system detects a dangerous wanted fugitive hiding among your visiting party.
Is this some kind of interastral joke? The Nameless of the Astral Express are heroes who've saved many worlds.
This is bad. We need to go, now.
Target identified. Sunday, former head of Penacony's Oak family. Currently a high-priority wanted criminal of the family. Charges include severe endangerment of cosmic order and security.
Since when does the IPC hunt down wanted criminals for the family?
In accordance with the Pan-Galactic Civilization's Judicial Mutual Assistance and Emergency Extradition Treaty, IPC security forces are authorized to subject dangerous fugitives to preventative detention to ensure segmentum stability and fulfill treaty obligations.
It appears explaining myself is entirely pointless now.
Excuse me, I am not equipped with a dreaming module. You have selected the most unwise course of action. Violent obstruction of the law. Warning, disarm immediately. Non-compliance will prevent us from guaranteeing your right to life.
That's the stuff. Clashing with the local authorities every 3 stops of the way. How familiar.
Unable to assess. Requesting Lighthouse! Execute the arrest directive immediately!
Zip it, tin can! You're making my brain hurt.
Huh? What's going on? Why is he taking down his own people?
All right, stand down. I'm not here to cause trouble. Here, this is a special access pass. Its clearance is a few grades higher than that outdated arrest warrant of yours. I'm taking them with me. Objections?
Clearance confirmed.
Hilarious. Clearance confirmed. One word of objection out of you, I'll be pounding you into scrap and shipping you back to security in a box. Right, you lot. Write your own incident reports. Make it airtight and keep my name out of it, hear me? Well, don't just stand there. Do you really want to waste eternity dealing with these by-the-book blockheads? Allow me to introduce myself. I am Lighthouse, Astropolis' honorary security officer. I am the light that pierces the darkness, the shield that guards against danger, the one who leaves no place to hide for the scoundrels that threaten IPC assets and the safety of Astropolis' citizens. I am the bane of evil. See that gleaming statue? They built it for me after I single-handedly stopped an out-of-control airship from crashing into Paradise Island 3 years ago, saving well over 100 IPC executives and more than 1,000 foreign dignitaries from our partner worlds.
Cool.
So, you're basically Astropolis' resident superhero?
Superhero? I'm no different from the influencers swarming this city. I can't hold a candle to the nameless of the Astral Express. At the end of the day, I'm just a corporate grunt running errands for the bigwigs. Someone sent me to bail you out. As guests of the Strategic Investment Department, you all have free reign in Astropolis, with the exception of that Pelovian young master over there. Oh, come on! Please don't make my life difficult!
The IPC is riddled with internal factions. It seems someone is trying to assert their presence.
Spot on! I got 2 calls at the same time. One asked me to ensure unrestricted access for the Strategic Investment Department's guests. And the other asked me to apprehend the high-risk wanted felon. I thought to myself, isn't this just picking on the little guy? Am I supposed to fish the sugar out of their instant coffee too? But hey, that's just how corporate life is.
So, tell me, big hero, exactly which 2 heavyweights are duking it out up there?
On IPC turf, some questions are better left unasked. Because the real question isn't who done it, but rather, who wants you to know? And I obviously haven't received the directive to tell you.
To think my past mistakes would catch up with me right here, right now. You two, I'm very sorry. Imposing my presence here will only burden you. So be it. No need to worry, Mr. Lighthouse. I will leave Astropolis. Immediately.
Where could you go at a time like this?
I'll return to the Express and warp to low orbit above Plain Arcadia. There I can use the Express as a comms relay. We need first-hand intel from there. Take care, you two. I'll do my part. And you do your best, too.
Phew! Finally got His Highness out of my hair. My performance review is safe. I'll call that a win.
Honestly, I never want to set foot in this dump ever again.
It's truly my greatest honor that you Nameless are so willing to cooperate. By the way, I hear you're heading to the Lodestar Tower. Please, allow me to escort you the rest of the way. I guarantee no one else will come looking for trouble.
Escort. Or surveil.
In Astropolis, surveillance is a public service. Me, I'm just the optional companion package with a more personal touch.
Looks good.
I'll take my stuff up.
That white tower piercing the clouds.
That's right. That's the Lodestar Tower. The central headquarters of Astropolis and the main office complex for all the different divisions.
Ah, it seems this isn't your first time in Astropolis, my lady. From afar, it might look like a prickly needle, but it actually houses a staggering number of IPC employees, along with their dreams and entire lives. Look all the way up to the top of the tower. See? That floating island is called Cloud Peak. It's home to the richest, most powerful big shots in the IPC.
Looking at it now, it doesn't resemble the needle so much as a strand in a spider's web of power. And to climb that strand, you'll need more than strength. You'll need skin thick enough to stop a bullet, and the willingness to put your soul up as collateral if that's what it takes to meet your KPIs.
Yet, countless people still rack their brains and do whatever it takes to claw their way up this strand, hoping to reach the top and live like gods alongside those deviant giants. 5 years ago, when I first came to Astropolis, I wondered one day my statue would stand atop Cloud Peak. How'd that turn out? It ended up in the plaza over there, becoming the most glaring signpost. Cloud Peak. Daily reminder to everyone passing by. Look, it's the superhero lighthouse. This is as far as he got. Speaking of which, after defeating Iron Tomb, did the IPC give you guys, some kind of special bonus? My bad. I was projecting my own situation onto you. You guys are heavy hitters. You can go toe-to-toe with the heads of the Strategic Investment Department. Why would folks who can trade blows with the Lord Ravager sweat the small stuff?
Do you have a lot of that small stuff to sweat over, Mr. Lighthouse?
My typical to-do list looks more like this. Track down some big shots, runaway nosewalker, then stop 2 departments' private security forces from shooting each other while somehow managing not to step on anyone's toes.
You're quite the down-to-earth hero.
Down to earth? Yeah. Did I so much as brush against some big shot's favorite painting or antique vase while on a mission, I'm stuck writing a 3,000-word incident.
Your superhero career sounds a little... miserable.
That's life. Misery is the main flavor, with just a dash of sweet every once in a while. All right, now that we've taken in the view, we should all be feeling less uptight, more relaxed. Let's head over to the Lone Star Tower.
Picture this.
This is my first time getting up close and personal with the nameless of the Astral Express. What an honor.
Want an autograph? Or a photo? Wait, you're not trying to get a selfie with us for clout, are you?
No, of course not. I'm just genuinely curious. And a huge fan.
This poster...
Ah, that's a promo poster for the Cosmic Big Lotto. What? Want to buy a ticket? I get it. Everyone dreams of striking it rich overnight.
No, I mean the person on the poster.
Ah, Beatrice Melanine. Apparently, this insanely lucky girl hit the grand prize 3 times in a row. Who knows? I heard the IPC tore their pipelines apart looking for a glitch. Found nothing, and had no choice but to honor the payout. They even signed Beatrice as the spokesperson for the Interastral Big Lotto. Man, if only I had that kind of luck.
Shuttle ST-968 will depart soon.
Hello.
Passengers headed for the Debt Settlement Center, please prepare.
Hi there. Tickets to the Lone Star Tower.
Mr. Lighthouse, are you heading up too? Are you on another important mission?
Just a routine patrol. Escorting these friends here while I'm at it. Duty calls.
I knew it! With you around, Lodestar Tower is in good hands. Here are your tickets! And thank you again for what you did on that sightseeing boat, for saving my child.
Don't sweat it. I was just doing my job. All right, we've got the tickets. Let's move.
Oh, good thing I caught the last shuttle before the lockdown hit.
Is this level of security really necessary? Half the board and department heads are just dialing in remotely anyway.
I heard some rumors. Apparently something big happened again.
Oh, my Interastral Peace Entertainment stock better not tank. I was just about to cash out.
I was looking into it, and apparently,
back where we Imagine originated, there's an actual Fey-kind Protection Act to safeguard our rights. Must be nice. Just because we light paws are fast doesn't mean they can keep dumping all these super urgent takeout orders on us.
When I make manager, I'm definitely submitting an Imagine Protection Accord to the board.
Yeah, let's go, guys. All right, everyone, grab a spot and hold on tight. This little hover saucer is gonna coast along the tow track for a bit before taking us into the Lodestar Tower. Skylight's open. Nice view, eh?
Even the most spectacular views get old when you have to stare at them every single day. If you folks aren't in a chatty mood, I can stop talking.